Hi everyone, it's JG here with EARTH-5D University, back for another teaching where you are the light, the path, and the way. I'm so excited today, guys, because I wanted to talk about one of my favorite subjects of all time, and that is the discussion of the balance between your head and your heart space and what that means today in 2021. All right, so let's get right into it. So what I've noticed is that we have a huge connection to our brain, right? And to our ego and to what we think about. Just think about how many times you say that you know to someone. You're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, right? We say it all the time. I know. I know. And we're like really caught up in our head. But what if you didn't know? What if we don't know? And what if we sort of suspend our judgments and open our minds and open our hearts? What I've noticed is that our hearts are really closed off. And I've noticed a specific pattern that I've identified within myself and my clients and students. And that is that we experience childhood trauma because we come to this planet and humans are crazy, right? Many humans are kind of nuts. They starve each other, they kill each other. I mean, they're very hostile. A lot of humans are very, very hostile, right? And as a result, there's this pain body that we all have because we're all connected to each other. So there's no way not to be connected. It happens through our DNA. So there's like universal codes that come together in a confluence of oneness that we all share. So when we say we are one, it's not just like a cute thing to say, it's true. We all share similar DNA patterns. And so you can't escape your own humanity when you come here. And what you'll come to, I think, discover is that you will eventually love your humanity, because the more human you become, the more embodied you become, the more gifts you have access to. And it's the exact opposite of what the New Age says about, escaping your body and let's go astral project and all that stuff is cool. It's cool. But when you leave this place, I always say this, you're gonna really miss being human. So we wanna focus on our heart, but we have to sort of get to it. And so there's this trauma, there's this pain body that's built up around us. And it teaches us not to feel our feelings, because if we have to feel all that pain, like that would suck, right? We don't want to, it sucks to feel all that pain. So we sort of disassociate from that, and we disassociate from our connection with our heart. And our heart is where our connection to spirit lies. Our heart is our connection to our truth. And that's why a lot of people don't trust themselves, because they have no idea what's in their heart. And so they're like, who do I trust, And so one of the biggest things to do when you decide to grow and become more conscious is to figure out what your heart wants, to figure out what your connection to spirit is like, and if it needs to be repaired, right? A lot of people lose touch with their spirit and their soul, and they don't remember who they are anymore. And that's when they do things that are really not cool, right? Because they've forgotten who they are. They've forgotten that they're divine. So you can see disassociating with your heart can be a huge problem, right? It causes a lot of trauma, and it causes even more trauma. It's really weird. It's crazy. So we already have all this pain from childhood, and then denying our heart, denying our feelings, it causes even more pain. Because we're like, no, I don't think I'm going to go into that heart space. I'll just stay up in my head, right? Oh, the age of enlightenment. The age of reason, the age of enlightenment, which is great, the age of being rational, right? But a strength overused becomes a weakness. And so being up here to the deficit of being connected to your heart is a problem. And so what happens is your head decides to take over, and it decides to tell you what to do in every area when it's not trained for that. It ain't trained for that. It's not meant to tell you what your heart wants. It's not meant to steer you in the direction of why you're here on this earth. It can't do that. It's not designed for that. It's designed to take orders from your heart. It's designed to be a good computer, a good servant, you know, a good processor. Meant to be a good processor. So what happens when your head takes over and you lose your heart space is that you try to make sense of everything when that doesn't work, right? The things that matter the most don't make sense. They don't. They do not make sense. They don't fit within the realm of reason and logic. And so I invite you today, my friends, to think about, are you connected to your heart? Do you know what you want? Do you know what your soul wants? Are you connected to spirit? Because if you're not, it'd be a good time to consider it. It'd be a good time to explore that connection. And so if you have pain and trauma that's not allowing you to get to your feelings, not allowing you to get to your truth, then if you need help with that, let me know. And it's something that I address in my coaching sessions. And believe me, there's help for you. It's possible to connect to your truth. It's possible to connect to your heart and your soul. And it's like mandatory. So this one final thought is, when we're overcompensating with our brain and our brain is running the ship, we're really heavily influenced by the matrix, because we have no ability to discern what our truth is. And so we're very easily led astray. Like we're like babes in the wood. Like we're like so easily led astray because the matrix is like, you should do this, and your head's like, do. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like it can keep me safe. And then your whole life becomes about safety. And that's not a very fun place to be. Inside of here, the heart, lies all the knowledge that you've ever gained throughout your whole existence. So what is your existence? It's more than your name. It's more than your physical body, you know. It is. It's eternal. Your soul is eternal, and it's visiting here. So remember, guys, if you're only living in your head and not including your heart, then you're constantly going to be getting bombarded by matrix ideas, and you're losing the passion and the joy of why you're here. So my prayer for you and my thought is that you always feel hugely connected. My prayer for you is that you always feel hugely connected to your heart center, and that your ego and your head and your thoughts become a powerful servant and processor of what your heart wants, and is good at taking commands and executing them. Regulating. A lot of processing going on here, right? But this is the center of command. So don't you forget it. All right, guys, so I offer you so much love and light. If you need help, please visit my website up here. I'll put it up there flash it up there for a minute. And I'm just like really, really, really wishing you well and sending you so much love and light. All right. The cat just came here. Bye for now.